How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little bit of mystery beer, courtesy of my boy Steven. Here we go. I've been opening these. He's been setting me off a bunch of beers. I've been opening, all hoping there are light beers, but now I've just basically gotten to the point where I assume they're all going to be huge, dark, black beers like this one. So yeah, huge stoutiness is what we got going on here. Don't pour too much. I'm not going to be able to get a nose on it. Classic rookie mistake. Look at that goddamn thing. Man, I'm awesome. I'm awesome at this. There's a reason why I have so many subscribers, because my pores are just so beautiful. So, obscured bottom, so I can't find a date on this one. I like that, because I already looked, because I'm a big cheater. Yeah, crazy wrapped, because that's what Steven does. I gotta try to get a nose on this thing, but as you guys can see, that is ice cream cone. It's a big, huge dollop of creaminess. Malted ball color, maybe a little bit elevated above that darkness-wise. And infinite creaminess. Looks all the part of a big old kind of milk stout. I would venture to say this one isn't that old. Only because, a lot of the cans Steven's been sending off has been these, like, really old kind of treehouse jams. And a lot of them have been quite thin because they're, adjunct-laden beers that have a couple years on them. If this is a couple years old and it's still generating a creamy, frothy head like that, I'm going to be all the parts of impressed. So we're just going to try to pull the nose off like a normal person. Don't cup it. Just give the old snifferoo. Yeah, chocolate. Milk chocolate. Chocolate whipped chocolate. Like Cool Whip. Chocolate Cool Whip is basically what I'm getting at. And I think that's all I'm going to really get here. Big head, so not really going to release much aromatic through that. It just smells like confectionery, undersweetened confectionery chocolate whipped cream in a very, very pretty way. So we're just going to dive in. Cheers. What is that? What the fuck is that? There's something weird going on. There's some kind of bittering component here. I'm having a hard time processing. What is that? This is weird. There's a metallic thing going on here. So I think we're dealing with an aged beer here. But there's got to be something going on that's bringing some unique kind of spice, like a spicy bittering to this, that is really kind of showing up like in spades. Because the beer, I think it's a decent ABV. I think we're up there pushing 8% or something like that, but it drinks kind of thin. That's why I think it has some time on it. I don't think it's a lactose-based beer. So I think it's a base stout, but there's some form of bitterness on here. It can't be coffee. It's like almost like a combination of like, what's the thing I'm looking for? It's like a chicory thing, like a plant-based spiciness, like almost like a star anise kind of thing going on, but there's something even on top of that. What's the thing? God, I want to say capers. I know it's not capers. What is the goddamn thing? I don't know why I can't think of it. It's a common ingredient in dark beers. Oh my god. It's not pepper. It's not cardamom. What is it? It's something with a C, I think. But I can't think of what it is. It's going to kill me if it's in there and I don't remember it. But yeah, this is a weird beer. So, when you first take a sip, you're met with a little bit of sweetness, but it immediately jumps downhill because you're hitting a couple different directions with bitterness. I believe it's from roasted malt. I think there's definitely some hops at play here, but there's an additional spicy kind of bitterness to it. It's coming from some kind of like plant kind of spice, kind of bittering. It's not allspice. It's not cardamom. both of which would set me off in anaphylactic shock. Kind of. Not really, but I'm allergic to it, so I think I detect it right off the bat. I have no idea. So, yeah. I'm not going to get it. I'm so fixated on remembering what the spice is, I'm having a hard time actually like thinking about the beer itself. I really need to give it up. I don't know why I keep wanting to say capers. I know it's not capers. God damn it. 2-year-old stout. Russian Imperial. 9 and change. 9.6%. With some kind of spice in it. Done. Yeah. It's got to be somebody's Russian Imperial Stout. With some time on it, but it's still bittering. I think that spice is kind of coming through. Let's see what we got here. Actually, I think it's going to be a decently easy unwrapping, which is not normally what Steven does. Okay. This is Speedway Stout. This is AleSmith Speedway Stout. I would have never pegged this for Speedway. In my life, I would never peg this for Speedway. So this is AleSmith Speedway Stout brewed with espresso and Madagascar vanilla beans. We gotta get it. No, there's no date on here. I don't think. I think there was a date. 2016? Could that be right? Could that be right? Because I see 2256, which would be 225th day of 2016. Am I right on that, Steven? Yeah, this, I would have never pegged this Speedway. Ever in my life. I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? Speedway is a bittering beer, so that makes sense with the bittering following through. That espresso is going to add even more bittering, especially when you consider that it almost certainly has time on it. So it's going to the coffee's going to drop out, maybe leave a little bit of bittering behind. But it was really had this kind of herbally spiciness, and maybe that's just the coffee that they used in it. Man. This tastes nothing like Speedway. I need to know the date on this. So, like I said, you guys can see right there. There's a little date kind of floating around there. It's A1-04 and then 2256. So I'm assuming that 2256 makes it 2016. If that's the case, it really does make sense. Speedway is double digits too. It's the ABV 12%. So I didn't even break 10% on this one. That's how thin it is kind of formed into, and honestly, just really didn't hold up over time, which is kind of interesting because I just did one of these. I did a couple-year-old Speedway Stout, probably about a month or two ago, and it really did not hold the test of time. And this one didn't either. And I remember Speedway in general being relatively decently ageable. I'm just not quite sure what happened now. Both of these, no, the other one was a bottle, so I was gonna be like maybe it was cans. Man, that's a bummer. I love Speedway. It's one of my favorite stouts. And there's just something about this. There's something missing. It's almost like a charry burntness in the way that bittering kind of comes off. Yeah. I'm going to have to taste it again now, knowing what the hell it is. Man, that bittering is so... I wish I knew the spice I was talking about. Currant. Finally remember, black currant. It has this big black currant thing going on with it. That is like over the top black currant. That has to be the coffee. It's got to be the way this coffee has come off. And it has to be, this beer has to be old. I can't wait to figure it. Steven, you have to let me know what's what date on this. He's probably going to be like, I don't know, I bought it. I don't know. So I'll have to go online and actually decipher this date, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. It's got to be a Julian date. It's got to be 225. It's going to be 225, 2016, which makes this beer a little bit over 4 years old. Yeah, that was a fun one. Thank you very much, Steven. These big, huge mystery beer stouts, I was smart enough to actually do this in the middle of my review session because I was like, yeah, I'm just not doing it now. I'm not going from this to a Pilsner. So I have like a little tart, little sour kind of coming out off after this, and I think that's going to show up really well after this. But it's a really fun mystery beer. Thank you very much for sending it off, brother. Let's talk about it. Is this one of the better coffee vanilla stouts that I've had as of late? No, not even close. It's got to be aged. It's got to be not just months, weeks, years on this can, and it just did not hold up all that well. Value and availability. I would imagine this is probably an $18 4-pack when it originally came out, and leave you with, if you like what we like this. It's an original state. I can't speak towards that because, well, I can. I've had a bunch of Speedway coffee variants with vanilla, and they're absolutely delicious, but the way this one sits in this form or fashion, it's just way past its prime. Is it negative? No. I'm going to get sick drinking it? No. It's kind of meh. So if you like meh beer, you like this. Don't age these beers. That's what I'm saying. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massif for podcasting stuff. And if you want to email me, matt@massivebeers.com or massivebeers@gmail.com. Why would you email me? If you want to send off mystery beers. How about that, son? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of mystery beer right now. Hope to see you next time. Cheers.